Bordj Omar Driss is a remote town in Algeria with a population of only 5,736 residents. For many years, it was considered little more than a small settlement in the Sahara Desert, isolated and far from global attention. Its significance was largely tied to its geography, a quiet community existing in one of the most arid and expansive landscapes on Earth. Yet recently, this otherwise quiet town has become the focus of international speculation after users of Google Earth identified something extraordinary within its borders. When satellite images of the town were examined closely, a striking sight emerged from the shifting sands. In the middle of an otherwise barren desert, observers began to notice what appeared to be a massive circular structure partially buried in the ground. The shape was distinct, a symmetrical disc-like formation with a central dome, resembling the classic depiction of a UFO. Estimates suggest the object measures around 100 feet in diameter, far too large and too precise to be dismissed as a natural rock formation or a trick of shadow. What adds intrigue to the discovery is that this structure was not visible in earlier satellite imagery. When Google Earth's historical data was examined, images from just a year prior showed no evidence of the object. The land appeared untouched, without the unusual features now visible. This has led many to speculate that the object was either uncovered recently or placed there in the intervening time. The suddenness of its appearance is part of what has fueled the growing belief that something significant lies beneath the sands of Bordj Omar Driss. Adding to the mystery is the presence of what appear to be military vehicles and installations around the site. Zooming into the imagery reveals trucks, buildings, and what seem to be heavy equipment positioned in close proximity to the circular formation. For many observers, this detail transforms the discovery from a mere curiosity into something far more compelling. If the object were a natural anomaly, why would military resources be stationed around it? The implication, according to those studying the images, is that there has been an active effort to secure, investigate, or possibly conceal the structure. The suggestion of a cover-up has only deepened public curiosity. UFO researchers and enthusiasts argue that this is not the first time unusual discoveries in remote areas have been quickly surrounded by infrastructure. The speed with which equipment and vehicles appeared in Bordj Omar Driss suggests a level of urgency, as though the site was deemed significant enough to warrant immediate attention. Such swift mobilization has raised further questions about how much was already known about the area and whether the object had been monitored before its presence was revealed to the public through Google Earth. The sheer size of the circular object also plays an important role in the debate. At 100 feet across, it is far larger than any typical aircraft known to modern engineering. Its disc-shaped design and central dome are features that have long been associated with reports of advanced craft, whether from eyewitness accounts or historical depictions. Unlike irregular natural formations, the object appears deliberately constructed, symmetrical, and purposeful. The suggestion is clear. This may not be a natural phenomenon at all, but instead an engineered structure lying beneath the sands. The implications of such a discovery are profound. If genuine, it would indicate the existence of advanced technology hidden within one of the most remote areas of the Sahara. The presence of military infrastructure surrounding it suggests that authorities may already be aware of its significance and are taking steps to control access. To many observers, this aligns with a pattern seen elsewhere, where potential evidence of unexplained technology is quickly secured and shielded from public view. Local residents, while few in number, have reportedly noticed unusual activity in the area. Accounts speak of increased movement of vehicles and the sudden construction of facilities not previously present. For a town of fewer than 6,000 people, such developments stand out and have become part of the growing narrative. While direct testimony is scarce, the consistency of satellite imagery showing both the object and the surrounding activity has been enough to draw the attention of researchers worldwide. What makes Bordj Omar Driss unique is not only the appearance of the object, but the timing of its revelation. The fact that it appeared suddenly within a year has sparked countless questions. Was it always there, buried beneath the desert, and only recently exposed by natural shifts in sand and wind? Or was it transported there, placed intentionally in one of the most isolated locations on Earth to avoid detection? Both possibilities carry weighty implications. If it was buried, its exposure could represent the unearthing of technology hidden for centuries or longer. If it was transported, the logistics of moving such a massive structure suggest resources and capabilities far beyond what is commonly acknowledged. The suggestion of concealment is further reinforced by the apparent effort to build around the site. From above, the military presence appears almost to encircle the object, as though to create a perimeter. Observers have suggested that the surrounding activity is not random but organized, designed to secure the area and prevent unwanted access. For those who argue that this is evidence of a deliberate cover-up, Bordj Omar Driss has become one of the most significant case studies of recent years. The desert setting itself adds an additional layer of intrigue. The Sahara, with its vast expanses of sand and minimal population density, has long been considered an ideal location for hidden projects and secret installations. With so few eyes on the ground and limited access to remote regions, it becomes possible to conduct operations away from public scrutiny. The presence of such an object in Bordj Omar Driss fits this pattern, where remoteness offers a form of natural protection from widespread discovery. The discovery has sparked debates far beyond the UFO community. Historians, geologists, and engineers have all weighed in, attempting to interpret the satellite imagery. Some argue that the object could be an industrial installation, while others maintain that its symmetrical design rules out such mundane explanations. The lack of clarity has only intensified interest, leaving more questions than answers. Philosophically, the implications of the discovery are vast. If the object is indeed an advanced craft or structure, it challenges humanity's understanding of history and technology. It raises questions about whether other civilizations, human or otherwise, have interacted with Earth in ways long forgotten or hidden. For those who believe the evidence points towards something extraordinary, Bordj Omar Driss may represent one of the clearest indications yet that humanity is not alone. The fact that this potential discovery was made by ordinary users of Google Earth adds to its significance. In an age where surveillance is widespread and information is tightly controlled, the ability of everyday people to stumble upon something extraordinary using publicly available tools is a reminder of how much remains hidden in plain sight. It also raises the question of how many other anomalies might be waiting to be discovered in remote corners of the globe. Despite the mounting evidence, officials have remained silent. There has been no formal acknowledgement of the object, nor any explanation for the sudden appearance of vehicles and buildings in the area. This silence has only fueled speculation further, with many concluding that the lack of response is itself a form of confirmation. If the object were mundane, why not simply explain it? The refusal to address the discovery leaves the door open for continued theories about what lies beneath the sands of Bordj Omar Driss. For now, the circular object remains one of the most intriguing mysteries visible on Google Earth. Whether it is the remnants of advanced technology, an ongoing project hidden from the public, or something else entirely, its presence has captured the imagination of people around the world. For a town of fewer than 6,000 people, Bordj Omar Driss has suddenly become the center of a global conversation about secrecy, discovery, and the possibility of extraordinary truths hidden in plain sight. According to a former CIA agent, amidst the ongoing discussions surrounding unidentified flying objects and other advanced beings, there is a prediction that aliens will make their presence known to humanity in the near future. According to a former CIA agent, the disclosure of advanced life is expected to occur within the upcoming years. John Ramirez, an individual who had an extensive tenure working within a mysterious government organization, recently shared his compelling insights during an interview. He candidly disclosed that the prevalent discussions regarding the unearthing of unidentified flying objects and the purported concealment of such information by the government have sparked a desire within individuals like him to step forward and share their experiences. Ramirez asserts that the allegations regarding a cover-up are simply a strategic approach to prepare individuals for the impending moment of revelation. According to his statement, the highly anticipated revelation is expected to take place in the year 2027. The speaker mentioned that the efforts being made are aimed at preparing not only the United States population, but also the global population for the forthcoming reality. In this particular situation, it is crucial to acknowledge and address the existence of a certain presence. The reason being, if this presence were to make its appearance, and we were to carry on with our actions from previous decades, it would undeniably result in widespread panic. Consequently, it is of utmost importance that we thoroughly explain and comprehend this presence in order to prevent such chaos. Throughout history, the United States government has consistently refuted and dismissed any unexplained extraterrestrial occurrences, and it has only been in the last few years that they started openly talking about the topic. In recent times, there has been a revelation made by a former Air Force intelligence officer stating that the United States has been deliberately keeping a long-established program under wraps. This program specifically focuses on the retrieval and subsequent reverse engineering of unidentified flying objects. Retired Major David Grush's testimony before a House Oversight Subcommittee generated significant anticipation among Congress members. The hearing served as the latest exploration into the realm of UAPs, otherwise known as unidentified aerial phenomena. Former CIA agent John Ramirez said the following: "It is my personal belief that there are residents, visitors, and strangers, residents being, I believe, are entities that have been here long before humanity have appeared, and in fact may have had some involvement in making us who we are today, otherwise we would still be primates. But we're not, we've been elevated, and I believe it is the residents who did this, and I know that's very controversial, but it's a personal belief, and that's how I saw it for myself, and the visitors might actually be from other worlds, and the strangers I don't know where they're from. But it seems very frightening to read the accounts of people who have experienced very disastrous effects with their health from encountering the disturbing aspects of the phenomena." End quote. Imagine a world where the existence of extraterrestrial life is no longer a subject of speculation, but an undeniable reality. This scenario, once relegated to the realm of science fiction, is increasingly gaining traction as governments, militaries, and reputable institutions around the world release information regarding unidentified flying objects and encounters with unknown aerial phenomena. While we cannot predict with certainty when or how alien disclosure will happen, it is worth exploring the potential consequences and profound implications of such a revelation for humanity. The disclosure of alien existence would constitute a monumental paradigm shift in the field of science. The confirmation of intelligent extraterrestrial life would challenge long-standing assumptions about the uniqueness of Earth and the possibility of life elsewhere in the universe. Scientists would rush to study any available data on these extraterrestrial beings, their technologies, and their biology, which could revolutionize our understanding of physics, chemistry, and biology. The study of advanced alien technology could lead to breakthroughs in fields such as propulsion, energy generation, and materials science, potentially ushering in an era of unprecedented scientific progress. Moreover, the exploration of extraterrestrial life forms, if they exist, could provide invaluable insights into the origins and evolution of life on Earth and in the cosmos. The discovery of commonalities or differences in DNA, biochemistry, or evolutionary pathways could reshape our understanding of the nature of life itself. Alien disclosure would have profound religious and philosophical implications. Many religious traditions and belief systems have long centered on the notion that humanity is unique and divinely created. The revelation of intelligent extraterrestrial life could challenge these deeply held convictions, prompting a re-evaluation of religious texts and doctrines. While some religious communities might adapt their beliefs to accommodate the existence of aliens, others could face significant theological crises. The encounter with advanced beings might also prompt philosophical discussions about the nature of consciousness, morality, and the universe's purpose. Questions about the ethical treatment of alien life forms, our responsibilities as stewards of the Earth, and the implications of interstellar communication could become central topics of debate. In essence, alien disclosure would force humanity to confront its place in the cosmic order and reconsider fundamental questions about the nature of existence. On a societal level, alien disclosure would have far-reaching consequences. The revelation of unidentified objects as genuine extraterrestrial craft would likely lead to a surge in public interest and curiosity. Governments and scientific organizations would face pressure to share information transparently, leading to a re-evaluation of national security concerns. New policies and international collaborations could emerge as nations seek to address the challenges and opportunities presented by the existence of alien civilizations. The disclosure of alien existence could also have profound existential and psychological effects on individuals and society as a whole. The realization that humanity is not alone in the universe could challenge our sense of uniqueness and significance. Some people might experience feelings of insignificance or existential angst, while others might find comfort in the idea of belonging to a greater cosmic community. Psychologically, the confirmation of alien life could lead to various reactions, from fascination and wonder to fear and paranoia. People might question the intentions of extraterrestrial beings, their level of technological advancement, and their potential threat to Earth. Governments and mental health professionals would need to address these psychological impacts and provide support to individuals who struggle to cope with the new reality. The hypothetical scenario of alien disclosure, based on the assumption that UFOs are real and genuine, raises profound questions about the future of humanity. Such a revelation would mark a pivotal moment in our history, reshaping our understanding of science, religion, society, and our place in the universe. While the implications of alien disclosure are vast and complex, they invite us to consider the potential for both positive and negative consequences. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos and investigate the existence of extraterrestrial life, we must approach the prospect of alien disclosure with open minds and a commitment to ethical and responsible stewardship of this newfound knowledge. The dawn of a new era may be on the horizon, and humanity must be prepared to face the challenges and embrace the opportunities that it brings.
Phobos Monolith. You may remember news of a mysterious monolith that had been sitting in the Utah desert back for 4 years in 2020. But did you know that there are dozens, if not hundreds of monoliths scattered across the solar system, and one particular monolith, the Phobos monolith, is 300 feet in height. The Phobos monolith sits on the moon Phobos, which belongs to the rocky desert planet of Mars. But Phobos is not alone, as Mars also has a monolith to its name, appropriately titled the Mars Monolith. The Mars Monolith is a rectangular object that was identified on Mars's surface. Orbit imagery taken from the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter at around 180 miles away shows that the Mars Monolith sits at the bottom of a cliff, which scientists believe it likely fell from. While Mars might have its own monolith, the monolith that belongs to the moon Phobos is significant due to its sheer size. According to scientists, the Phobos monolith is much larger than the monolith in Utah that sent the media in a spin. In fact, data suggests that the Phobos monolith is 279 feet in width and 300 feet in height. The Phobos monolith mystery is amplified by the fact that Phobos is completely barren. Whilst Mars has an atmosphere and a weather system, Phobos sits silently in space, with its solitary monolith pointing up towards the heavens. What's more is that Phobos is tiny compared to the grand scale of the universe, making the sight of something so massive atop of a small celestial body even more creepy. The effects of erosion are common for strange discoveries on other planets. Mars itself has been the subject of many strange discoveries, such as the Mars Face, the Mars Pyramid, and even the levitating spoon. These rock formations are usually a result of our perspective from Earth, as well as millions of years of rock degradation. While interesting to many, Phobos has yet to receive any significant research or space exploration. Optech and the Mars Institute have proposed that the site of the monolith be investigated. This mission is referred to as PRIME, fully known as Phobos Reconnaissance and International Mars Exploration. The proposed mission would see a lander touch down on the surface of the lonely moon to take samples of the moon's geology. Currently, the PRIME mission is not set to go ahead, and talks of funding are next to non-existent. However, famed second man on the moon Buzz Aldrin has previously supported the idea of a mission to Phobos, so there might be a chance in the future. In fact, when Aldrin discussed the idea of sending a mission to Phobos, he said, "When people find out about that, they are going to say, 'Who put that there? Who put that there?'"
Did our DNA come from space rocks? The building blocks of our DNA have been discovered in space rocks, begging the question, did our DNA come from space rocks? It's possible that cosmic impacts brought the ingredients needed to create life on Earth. DNA is made of 4 vital ingredients: nucleobases named adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. For years, scientists wondered if meteorites could have brought these ingredients to Earth. However, until now, only adenine and guanine had been detected. Nucleobases come in two forms, called purines and pyrimidines. For a long time, only purines were seen in meteorites, and pyrimidines seemed to be missing in action. The main difference between the two is that purines are made from a hexagonal molecule fused with a pentagonal one, while pyrimidines are smaller and are made from just the hexagonal molecule. Scientists have now been able to find all the purines and pyrimidines that are in DNA and RNA in the meteorites that arrived on Earth. According to the astrochemist who led the study, Yasuhiro Oba, the presence of the 5 primary nucleobases in meteorites may have a contribution to the emergence of genetic functions before the onset of life on the early Earth. The methods used in this study to detect the nucleobases demonstrate the incredible scientific advancements that have been made in recent years. Researchers used techniques that were originally designed for genetic and pharmaceutical research, that are able to detect nucleobases down to the range of parts per trillion. The techniques used were at least 10 to 100 times greater in sensitivity than previous techniques to detect pyrimidines in meteorites. The samples analysed in this study were from 3 carbon-rich meteorites that had been previously suspected of having the capability to host chemical reactions that created nucleobases: Murchison, Murray and Tagish Lake meteorites. Although it's still unknown why purines were much more abundant in the meteorites than pyrimidines, one clue could be that purines contain a pentagonal ring called imidazole, while pyrimidines do not. Whatever the reason for this discrepancy, one thing is for certain: this study could be a breakthrough in understanding how life formed on Earth. Large Hadron Collider revs up to unprecedented energy levels. When it comes to particle physics, discoveries are being made at such a rapid rate that even industry giants such as the Large Hadron Collider are having to up their game to stay up to speed with the ever-advancing knowledge. The Large Hadron Collider, which is the world's largest and most powerful particle collider, is ubiquitous within the physics world as the catalyst for the discovery of the Higgs boson, which confirmed the existence of a particle that was said to have caused the so-called Big Bang, that led to the formation of our entire universe. But it seems that this is no longer enough, and researchers have been preparing to ramp up the LHC to probe the inner workings of the building blocks of our universe at more powerful levels than ever before. The machine works by slamming proton particles together at unfathomable speeds to record the resulting collisions, and, following a 3-year break to update its capabilities, it has restarted and is running at record-breaking speeds of 13.6 trillion electron volts, which it will continue non-stop for at least 4 years. During this time, it will send 2 beams of protons in opposite directions around a 27-kilometer ring at speeds approaching the speed of light. The proton beams themselves will be less than 1/7 of the diameter of a human hair, which will hopefully allow around 1.6 billion proton-proton collisions per second, according to Mike Lamont, the head of accelerators and technology for the European Organization for Nuclear Research. This is an incredible increase in collision rate of about 20 times, which Lamont described as a significant increase, paving the way for new discoveries. The collider, which is owned by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, lies buried 100 meters below the Swiss-French border, and the results of the collisions will be analyzed by scientists from organizations all over the world for insights into such mysterious principles as dark matter and dark energy. Additionally, this new increased energy rate will hopefully allow researchers to study the properties of the Higgs boson even further, as there are still many questions and potential discoveries regarding this groundbreaking discovery. And researchers are even looking ahead beyond the potential advances of this newest run of the Large Hadron Collider, as there are already plans in place for the LHC to be reinvented in 2029 as the High Luminosity Large Hadron Collider, which is projected to increase the number of detectable events by a factor of 10. Additionally, plans for a future circular collider are in the works, which will bypass the 13.6 trillion electrovolt speed of the LHC and reach mind-boggling speeds of up to 100 trillion electrovolts. Despite the futuristic and almost unbelievable capabilities of the current Large Hadron Collider, which is already pushing the limits of what was believed possible, the field of physics is persistent in its desire to unearth the smallest, most deeply hidden secrets surrounding the particles that make up the very fabric of our universe.